everybody. Welcome to Southern Discomfort, episode 2. We had a little slight delay. We were working on getting some professional equipment and getting our first guest in this week, which you will see later in this episode. Mr. Tyler Boone, up-and-coming LA artist, one of my good friends and founder of Boone's Bourbon. Go get you some Boone's Bourbon anywhere in South Carolina. A lot of states have it. It's really good. It's strong. It's very strong. It'll put some hair on your chest.
It sure did.
So we have Tyler coming on. We're gonna go over our pick sixes for NFL, college football, and I know in the first episode we promised that we were gonna eat that nasty ass mayo and banana sandwich that Dale Jr. likes. So we got that coming for you too, unfortunately. Hope you enjoy. We're here joined with one of my good friends, LA up-and-coming artist, Tyler Boone, founder of Boone's Bourbon and homegrown Boone's Beer. Tyler, thank you for coming on. So happy to see you.
Thanks, man.
I miss you. I know that I was out there a couple months ago and we had a blast. We played at Troubadour. We took a limo there. That was fun.
Yeah. We had a hell of a time, dude.
We did. We always have
hungover. I was hungover for like 4 days. I was supposed to drive Danny to the airport, and I just gave him $200 and said, "See you later."
It was an hour-long Uber ride out to past the mountains or something.
You went out. It's called Ontario, California. It's like Canada, but yeah, dude.
So to preface that, Tyler bought my plane ticket out there, and he booked the other airport and not LAX when we were going back. And I was like, where's Ontario? Is this Canada?
There's nothing worse than flying hungover. This is one of my least favorite things to do.
Yeah, we were super hungover. And we just ordered a bunch of Chinese food. He's like, I can't drive you, man. Here's $100. But again, yeah, thank you for coming on. I know Mike and Mark have some questions for you, and we'll get some stories out of you. But I guess so. This is Mike. This is Mark. This is Mike. Other sides, opposite sides. You guys haven't met yet, so I know they're very happy to have you on. I know, Mark, you had a question for Tyler.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, I did get a chance to listen to a lot of your music, which I enjoyed.
Thanks, man.
I'm a new country artist or country music fan as of a couple years ago, and I wouldn't classify your music as country, but it has a country taste to it.
Bluesy,
right?
Bluesy.
But one of my first questions was coming from Charleston, South Carolina. When did you move to LA, and what made you choose LA as opposed to another city, and you felt LA was kind of the spot for you to create the most opportunity?
Yeah, man. I moved to Nashville in 2015, And that's where I started the idea for my bourbon. Then eventually launched it in Charleston in 2018. But really, California, it's like, and Danny could attest to this because we were like roommates for like a week in Charleston. And he's very familiar with Charleston. There's like a glass ceiling there, with opportunity. So like everyone in Charleston, parties their ass off because it's beautiful. There's bars everywhere, and there's not a lot of jobs. Like everyone does food and bev and stuff. And I'm not hating on Charleston; it's my hometown. But when it comes to music too, like it's the same thing. And so I was like, well, dude, man, like I pretty much got a handle on Nashville, so I thought LA was the next big spot. And that was 2019. It was like 6 months. There's a helicopter coming. That's LA for you too, right there. But it was like 6 months later, COVID hit, which was nuts. But there's just more opportunity out here, man. My career definitely took off when I moved out here because there's just more people. The industry's here, and so I'm glad I did it. I mean, to play shows in LA, you do it like maybe twice a year. If you're playing like every other weekend, no one gives a shit. You're kind of like a local artist. So, like so when Danny came out, it was the Troubadour, which is right down the street, and that was dope, man. It was like 400 people. It was sick. So LA was just a move, just because, and then also with the alcohol, because they sell liquor everywhere in California. Like North Carolina, where you guys are at, is like horrible with liquor.
It's the worst.
I went to go get the bottle of Boone's today, and I went to a couple ABC stores, and you can't find bourbon, really any kind of bourbon here in North Carolina at the ABC stores or states. Just the way that
it's horrible.
It's just terrible. Luckily, I found the one bottle in the whole Charlotte area in Hill at O'Darby's, and they had one left. I called like 10 to 15 different O'Darby's. They had 10 to 15 different places that I called. Nobody had it, and they said they had one. And I was like, I'll be there in 45 minutes. Drove my ass down there, got it, bag secured. We're here now. So we got, here we go. We got Boone's Bourbon, the homegrown Boone's Bourbon, 117 proof. It's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong.
It's strong, Tyler, but I'm not a big bourbon drinker, I'll be honest. It's smooth in the beginning, and then it creeps up on you on the back end.
Puts hair in your chest a little bit.
Yeah, you feel it literally down your chest.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
Tyler, one more music question for you. What is your favorite guitar to play? Whether that's a specific electric guitar versus maybe acoustic, if you like. And when did you learn to play the guitar, and who taught you?
So what's my favorite kind of guitar?
Yeah.
It depends, right? I mean, I'm definitely more of an electric guy. I started out playing Fender Strats. PRS now has that Silver Sky. It's a John Mayer signature. Everyone hated on the idea of it when it came out, and everyone's obsessed with it because they just made a better Strat. But I have like a Gibson 1974 ES 345 I found here in LA, and that guitar is freaking beautiful. But if I'm gonna buy a brand new Gibson SG coming up, it's really like for me when it comes to guitars, it just has to be a nice guitar. But if I had to choose a favorite one, it would probably be like what I have, the 345. But the main model, most people play like the BB. Well, actually, BB King played a 345, but most people play a 355. No, 335. Excuse me. Like the semi-hollow bodies, kind of like Gary Clark Jr. plays them a lot. I just saw Jack White at Bourbon. We played that. He was playing a couple of those. It's just kind of like it's still heavy, but it's like I like the Black Keys, like it's like shit like that, So when it's like bluesy, heavy, I definitely like more like humbuckers than the single coil. But it also depends what song you're playing, But I'm endorsed by Taylor Guitars too, so I love their acoustics. But they have it's called a T3B, which I play a lot, which is like more my road guitar. I wouldn't bring that Gibson on the road because if it ever got smashed through security, I'd kill somebody. So I got a T3B that's pretty like looks similar, and I had it all modded up, so it's technically worthless, but I would never sell it. So, but then what was your second question?
Who taught you to play the guitar, and or how did you learn?
I was self-taught. And then I got in big trouble when I was 16 for sneaking out the house. And so I got brought home by the cops and everything. and I was supposed to get guitar lessons, and my mom and dad knew that was like the one thing I wanted, so they took it away from me. And so then they're like, if you can get really good, then we'll give you lessons, because I got grounded for like 6 freaking months. And so then I just taught myself, and so I got pretty good at it. And then this guy Tom Mangoya, rest in peace, he passed away a couple years ago. He was like the dude that like taught me how to play. And then I wanted to go to Carolina and Columbia, USC, not USC, California, for jazz guitar. And I went there for a year for it. Then I went to college in Charleston, but he got me ready for that. And seriously, because of that guy, it's how I learned how to play. But I will say this too, Charleston, you could do cover gigs nonstop and actually make pretty good money. And so I was doing cover gigs like, I don't know, dude, like 5-7 days a week, making like $1,000 a week. That's pretty damn good when your rent's like $400 in Charleston. And anyway, my chops went up from that. So from playing like that, I got a lot better. So
it's a cool story though. Your parents take away something you love and then you become a master at it.
That's right.
yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
So you're sponsored by Taylor, then you're gonna send us a guitar, right?
Shout out Taylor Guitars.
Hey man, seriously, sometimes I can like they'll have what do they call them, like rentals, and so like there's a Taylor factory here, not factory, there's a warehouse here, and I'll dude, bro, I'll like hit them up and like, yeah, we got like 3 just sitting here, so sometimes they do give them away, man. So that company's cool, man. They're out of San Diego.
If you get us a signed Tyler Boone Taylor guitar, we will put it front and center back here.
Hell yeah. Maybe I can, man. Yeah, they're cool. They're cool doing like a business shit. What they just did is they just went public, and everyone that's an employee there, they got like a whole bunch of shares. It was wild. They just did it like 6 months ago.
How about this proposition? It's
pretty cool.
We get a signed Taylor Boone guitar, put it up for auction. Whenever we get, we donate to the Boone Bourbon
Investment fund.
Oh, there you go.
You do that. Yeah.
Just a thought.
That's a good idea. Think about it. But so I guess going into the bourbon, I've known you for forever, but most people probably don't that are watching this. What made you decide to get into the bourbon industry?
Man, that was when I moved to Nashville, and I'll make this short. Thanks for asking too. Kenny Chesney's manager was giving me like a deal, and I kind of hate that music, so I kind of didn't go for it. Fair. Also, too, like the guy was kind of not the coolest guy, so I didn't go with it. Thank God. But what I'm saying is, 2015 though, if you remember, like Florida Georgia Line was like the biggest thing in the world back then, and then Jake Owen, and then Old Dominion, and that was all him. And so the deal was like, if I was to take it, they just picked up Old Dominion. It's called the Nashville deal, the Music Road deal. If you watch Sonic Highways on HBO, it's the Foo Fighter documentary, but it's also an album. They go to every big music town and they do a song with like an artist. So they do it with Zach Brown, but they interview Dan Auerbach, Black Keys, and Carrie Underwood, and they talk about the Music Road deal. And what that is, it's a business, right? So they get like Danny Vallee, he looks real good. They get him a publishing deal. He doesn't even write his music. You get a record deal. And then the reason you get a record deal is because they have money. And so you go to radio, which costs like $250,000 to break a single at radio. And the next thing you know, Danny Vallee's got #1 single. In the country world, that's a big deal, right? And so that was the deal. And I was like, shit, man, I feel like if I do this, I got to sing about red dirt and beer, and I won't be able to pull it off. And I was just super nervous about it. I was like, I don't know if I can do this thing. So I turned it down. But because of that deal, I was meeting with like everybody, like agents and managers and other people and whatever. And this guy it was actually my friend's dad, gave me the idea to start a spirit, my name on it. And so because of that, he was like, I'll pay for it. You figure it out. I was broke as shit too. I was so broke. I was living like in a really shitty apartment in Music Row, and I was working at a liquor store, which now actually carries the Boones. It's actually like a nicer liquor store, but I was making like $10 an hour. It sucked.
I wish I did. That would have been trouble.
Yeah, dude. I know. My God. We talked about it a lot. Danny, one time you called me. By the way, Danny did this. I left Nashville for like 2 years, and he called me drunk on Broadway with I think you're with your parents and some friends. You're like, Tyler, I'm trying to get in this bar. Can you call someone and like hook it up?
I was like, whose bar was that? It was Jason Aldean's?
Yeah, but I was like, I don't fucking know anybody from Jason Aldean. I can't help you out.
Danny does throw some Hail Marys.
I throw some Hail Marys in the pouring rain. I was hoping you'd come say hi to me. You told me to fuck
Yeah.
off.
I was like, dude, I don't even live there anymore.
Yes. Also true.
Me too.
You don't. And you don't. This is distilled in Charleston, right?
No, so this is what we do. So, well, eventually to wrap that up, guy didn't have the money, and so I was like, well, shit, I think this can maybe help my career. So then I moved back to Charleston, where I'm from, and I hit up this distillery called Straight Pig, and they were kind of going under, and so they're like, hey man, we'll make this for you, and we'll give you a license. That's your biggest thing. Like you have to have a license in North Carolina. You gotta have a license. You gotta have a license in every state. And so I was like, well, shit, I can't get a license because I don't own a warehouse. And so that's how we launched it, and this is how we make it. And so, and it's very common, man. Like, you guys ever drink Bullet?
Oh yeah, love that.
High West, Tito's. Well, no, Tito's isn't MGP. There's something else now. But what I'm getting at is big brands. They get so big. How could every bottle be in every liquor store, in every bar, in every city, every state? It doesn't make sense, right? So they mass produce it. Like I think the same shit that's in like Grey Goose is the same in like Kirkland for Costco, right? And so it's just a business thing. So when it gets so big, they mass produce it. It gets the margins better. And so we didn't have any money, so we sourced it from MGP in Indiana. And it's right across the border from Louisville, where all the bourbon, capital of the world is from. And so this is pretty cool, man. I don't know if I ever told you, Danny, I might have told you this, but we source from MGP. It's 117, 58.5 ABV. And then it's 75 corn, 21 rye, 4 barley. That's the mash bill. But then we bring it to Kentucky, to Green River, which is now owned by Bardstone, which is huge. They're a huge bourbon company. Anyway, it's called secondary aging. And it's technology. So you put it in a big vat. You dump the juice in there. It's this big vat. You put a whole bunch of burnt staves in there because that's where you get the brown for the barrel, right? And they blast it with oxygen and ultra like sonic waves, and it replicates like the hotness and the coldness of the winters and the summers. And so you can make a 1 year taste like a 7, right? And it makes it taste better and smoother. And so it cleans it out, all that good stuff. So that's what we do. And anybody could technically do what we do, but we don't know anyone else doing it and at our price point. So most time a cash strength bourbon where you don't add water to it, so it's a high proof, right? People proof it down so they can sell more of it economically. Well, when it's cash strength, they'll also make it more expensive. But ours is like, how much was that bottle today? Was it like $40, 36?
It was like 37.
So they see, like most time you can't find a 117 at that price, right? So on purpose,
it was a hell of a steal.
So most people go, oh shit, new brand. The bottle looks pretty cool, but it's not $60. I think I'll buy it. And so we did that on purpose. And so we bottled it out of Charleston, right? So it says Charleston on the back, but we sourced it, whatever. But what I'm getting at is we've won so many awards. We just won the biggest award you can win, the Double Gold out of San Francisco. That was nuts. And because of that, now we're getting all these placements. We started raising money. Now it's like a real brand. So now that we're raising cash, we can do cooler shit, like do a barrel program where we have like our actual bourbon, like the stuff that we're laying down, sitting on it for 6 years and selling it. So so anyway,
when our friends here in Charlotte who are bourbon enthusiasts know about Boone's bourbon and say it's good, you're probably doing something right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, dude, we literally stumbled into it.
I've had it before, and it's one of my favorites.
I'm literally
I'm borderline wasted.
I'm feeling good. I've had one and then a little bit more, and
basically what I got out of all that was we need to take a Southern Discomfort field trip to Kentucky and check out this distillery where you distill this, because I'm having a hard time processing this technology.
Yeah,
I think I need to see it visually myself to actually know what you're talking about. So I think we need to go and do that. I think you need to meet us there.
Well, I need to go to LA too, because when he was talking about guitars and stuff, I don't know anything about music at all. I know how to play When the Saints Go Marching In on keyboard, but I don't know anything other than that and bourbon. I love bourbon, but I don't know what goes into the bourbon. So
yeah,
I'm definitely in for that.
As far as the bourbon goes, you were telling me the other day something happened that with the reason for the investments.
Yeah. So, well, actually, it wasn't the reason for the investment. The investment saved the brand. So, but because we started raising money, our co-packer out of Charleston that owns Stripe, we've left them. Now we're with the distillery called Nepatati, which is pretty cool operation. Actually, they're doing some really cool shit over there, and they're just good people. But our co-packer, so it's like if you want to make like I don't know, man, like a coconut water, usually you go hire someone to make it for you, right? They don't own your brand. And so our co-packer over like 4 years was like skimming off checks. And then they owed us like 30, 40 grand this year too. So they might have stolen over 4 years. Like we basically started raising money. The SEC, I've never done that before. And you have to show them your books, right? And our books weren't, we eventually got our books, but we're like, hey, where's all this cash that you never paid us? So they were basically stealing. And then, you know what, man, I've talked to many other people. It happens all the time. You know what I mean? Like if you're not looking at your books 100%, you're getting screwed.
I don't get how people can get away. Like you're going to get all that back, right? You have something in place to get it back.
We're trying, but the thing is, if they file bankruptcy, you can't get shit. And so there's like 3 other brands that they did it to. So we're all trying to see if we can do it, and we're all trying to get in line. But if that company files bankruptcy, basically, if they start selling stuff, we might get something. You know what I mean? The business world's pretty fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like you could just be like, yeah, sorry, I stole from I'm filing bankruptcy, and then you don't get a dime.
So all those politicians and billionaires get away with it.
Yeah, they get bailed out.
Tyler, one last bourbon question just to wrap that up.
Sure.
Go to TylerBooneMusic.com. Go to your bourbon drop down, right? How many days are left to donate to your bourbon?
To invest.
To invest 7 days. So
So by the time this pod drops, we're looking at 5 days.
5 days.
Probably. Yeah, we'll put a link.
So get on it.
Yeah. Get on it. We'll put a link in our bio that you can go to, and Tyler would appreciate it. I know we would appreciate it for Tyler. If anything helps, and I'm sure you'll take it.
TylerBooneMusic.com.
Yeah, man. Or you can go to drinkboonsbourbon.com.
Drinkboonsbourbon.com. Yeah, we'll have all the information in our bio so that you can go right there, and if you wanna invest in Boone's Bourbon, it's very good. It's
very good.
Homegrown Boone's Bourbon from my guy Tyler Boone.
Cheers.
Yeah, man.
Mike,
cheers, y'all.
Yes, Tyler.
Can I ask you guys a question? Why'd you guys start this podcast?
So
great question.
That is a good question. That's turning around on us. We love sports. I love sports. I'm always watching games with you whenever I'm with you, and they love sports. So we decided, we need to put those thoughts into video or on a recording for people to hear. We don't know if people even care to hear what we have to say.
And for me, it's like I can only yell at the TV for so much. Like I need to get my thoughts out with
both of you,
people that understand the same things I'm feeling. And right now, our 2 teams, football, like we feel each other's pain, and it's just this kind of forum is good for us to just express our thoughts.
And a little insight to the name of our podcast. So I am a New York Giants fan. Dan is a Carolina Panthers fan, and Mike is a Washington Commanders fan.
We're still the Redskins.
So the name came from, I used to like to drink Southern Comfort, the liquor. And then I'm saying, well, we're not very comfortable with our fan bases right now as a fan of those teams. So we're a little uncomfortable. So
correct.
Southern Discomfort, that's where our name comes from. And I think a word to describe why we started this is an outlet. Because we're talking in the group chat every damn day about how much our teams stink.
Well, right now your team is the only team that's doing well out of the 3.
And
so
it's
New York
more,
Giants 4-1. Don't forget it.
It's more than just our team stinking. We love to gamble on sports, so we'll give our bets. We'll handicap some bets. I've realized along figuring this whole thing out, because I was completely new to podcasting. I've been in the TV industry. I've done video, and kind of this whole journey of trying to figure all this out. And I know we had some technical difficulties before we had you on, but I think we got it figured out. But
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not. And you know,
we're still learning.
when you're figuring it out, but I realized that there's other channels to take it with. You know, we started a blog. I wrote a blog post yesterday. I enjoy writing. I enjoy editing the videos and everything to put in there. And it's kind of brought back a passion for me in media and something that I care about. And honestly, I haven't really cared about anything as much as I care about this in a long time. Yeah. So I think that's been really good for me personally.
Cool. That's amazing, man. Well, I'm stoked for you guys, man. I love podcasts. I think they're super, super awesome. They're so much fun time to hang out with people.
You're our first guest. You're very special. Very special.
Woo!
But Tyler, I do have a question for you. So I've known Danny for a long time, since growing up. We were 8 years old. First of all, why Danny? And I want to know your funniest Danny Vliet story.
Or most embarrassing.
Most embarrassing. Just give me something.
Preface some of these before you say them.
This is unfiltered. This is unfiltered.
I'm going to give one that I'm allowed to say. And then maybe after, I'm going to tell you one because I can't say the second one. But the second one happened here when he came here. And what he told me was what happened? Dude, we were all like on a trip. We're on a different planet. Anyway, one of my favorite moments of Danny, I love to always tell people when they ask that, is you were about to move back to Charlotte. I moved into the room that you were in. And we were just hanging out. No. I was still living with James Grab at that time because it was that porch. So before that. Anyway, but you just moved to Charleston. You came in like a hurricane.
As we both
what was her name? Sarah something? I'll just leave it at that. The first night you came into town. Anyway, so this is what happened. So
I don't know what story he's about to tell. I thought he was going to tell a completely different story. So
I'm very intrigued.
I thought there was another story coming that he always tells people, and this is not it. So I'm a little concerned.
No, this is it. So it just has to be the one I always say. And so we had a party, and then it is pouring rain, like sideways pouring rain. And we're just in the house like partying, and I was like, where the fuck is Danny? And we go outside, dude. He is so fucking, like in Family Guy when people fall over, they got their hand behind their back and their leg and shit.
To give some context, you passed me a bong and I ripped it very hard after drinking, and I got the spins.
Yeah. I mean, you were faded, but the funny thing is, like, you were so faded. Like, it's raining sideways, dude. Like, rain was coming on him, like on the porch. He's just getting poured on. And we walk out there, like, buddy, Danny. Oh no, Danny! Everyone come outside. And so we come outside, and every time we touch him, he goes, And so we're like, dude, every time we touch him, he screams. And so we're like, all right, everyone get around him. All right, 1, 2, 3. And then we like literally picked you up, moved you like 2 feet, and so you weren't getting rained on. We're like, hey, buddy, you want to come inside? Like, no, I'm fine. So you like lived outside for like 3 more hours. But then,
I woke up and it was morning and it was still raining and I was soaking wet. And I was like, why the fuck didn't you bring me inside? They're like, we tried a lot. I was like,
you're a mess.
I thought you were going to tell the story of you came to play in New York at the Bowery Electric when I was living in New York City. And
that's a good story too.
I told the bar that you're playing at that I was your manager.
You drank her whole time.
You tell this one a little bit better than me.
Well, I mean, all it was we were just so stoked to see you, and you were like, you had that apartment not too far from the venue, and you're hanging out with us. And I was like, hey man, have a drink, on our tab. It's not unlimited, but he drank the whole tab because eventually we go back up and they're like, hey, can we get a card? I was like, we haven't had a drink yet. We just finished sound checking. It was like gone. And Danny's just like, damn.
I feel like $100 and you were in New York City, so I had like 2 drinks, but
true. But the funny thing is, they're like, I was like, who the fuck drank on our tab then? She goes, your manager? I was like, God damn it. And then later that night, we're going back, and this girl Lauren's in her car, and she just like wouldn't stop talking. And Danny's laying like in the middle of the van with his legs up. And the girl, I mean, we just met this girl. She was really sweet, but she just wouldn't stop talking. And it's like 2:30 in the morning. And Danny just goes, "Hey,"
before the band in the middle of everybody.
And Danny's like, "Hey, Lauren, can I ask you a question? What? Can you shut the fuck up?"
She just wouldn't stop talking. I don't know. I was really annoyed at it.
Oh man, I mean, dude, we can keep telling stories for days. Like
there's a lot of good ones, for sure. I want to.
Actually, you know what, dude? I'm so sorry. I think the one that trumps it all. I won't get so far into it, but when we went to Firefly, that was amazing.
I need to go to that.
Firefly
don't go to that.
Probably the best weekend I've ever had in my life. You got us.
I still talk about it.
You got us free VIP artist passes. We got to go in the tent. We drank for free the whole time. We got golf carted to every.
Okay, I'm in for that.
To every stage. We got to be backstage for every show. You played amazing at I forgot what stage you were on.
Like the StubHub stage.
StubHub stage. Yeah, it was kind of one of the smaller ones off to the side, but it was awesome. You had a very large crowd, which I love to see. I was backstage kind of the whole time. I didn't get to see the front of it, but.
I mean, dude, we just had a blast. Like we could fly down golf carts and go, "Hey, like we're at the Killers. I want to go see, whatever." And they would like Tame Impala, and they would just take us over there. It was really cool. That was a hell of a weekend.
Headlined by Tyler Boone himself.
Well, the cool thing was that we were able to get away with is like most bands that are professional, like they're on tour, so they play and they leave. We were there for like 5 days. So eventually a wristband stopped working for free food. So we're sneaking in to get free food. Whatever, right? We're doing all these things just to survive for the rest of the week. So we don't want to pay for anything. And the woman that booked me drove by on her golf cart and we're all like, dude, we look like shit. It's like our 5th day there. And she just stops and goes like, "Still here, huh?" We're like,
I don't think I showered.
Do you do that now though? Like I don't think it's changed sometimes.
Nah, I shower every day.
Especially on the weekends.
But the line was super long. I just didn't feel like waiting in line. I'm just like, I'll deal with this when I get home.
It was a blast, man. 2016. We're getting older.
So long ago. Getting into so we do this thing every episode. We do a pick six for NFL and college football. I know you watch so much NFL and college football, so we wanted to get your pick six picks, and you're going to pick against the spread, and then we want to get your lock.
Okay.
Yep. All right, I'll start. So Alabama -7.5 at Tennessee.
Are you asking me what I'm going to choose on that?
I'm asking you the game. You gotta. Do you think Tennessee is going to win, or be within 7.5 points?
Yeah. For sure, I like Tennessee. I like Tennessee.
I like it.
7.5.
Home plus 7.5.
All right.
Yep.
I like Tennessee.
Yeah. Oklahoma State +3.5 at TCU.
I'm going to say no on that and less. I don't know. I would say 2 under.
This is why I said you watch so much college basketball. So when it's -3.5, that means the team is favored by 3.5. So Oklahoma State is the underdog at +3.5, and if you pick Oklahoma State to be within 3.5 points of TCU, and they cover, and they are within 3.5 points, then you win that bet.
Shit, man, you're asking the wrong guy.
I know. That's why I wanted to ask you, because I knew it'd be funny.
Just
Forget the spread.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
straight up.
We're gonna go straight up. Pick your winners. All right. NC State, Syracuse.
Or say it again. Which one?
NC State at Syracuse.
NC State.
I like it.
Go Pack.
Go Pack.
U.S. University of Southern California at Utah. I know you're gonna take here.
I'm gonna take USC.
Of course, you got to go with the
Great
other
pick.
guys. Clemson at FSU.
Man, I don't like Clemson, but because I went to Carolina for a year, but Clemson always wins, so Clemson.
Good pick.
Yeah,
I like it.
is.
This is a good one. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this one. Kansas at Oklahoma.
I'm gonna say Kansas.
That's a
Good
great
pick. I like that. Good
Expert
pick.
pick.
Great
by
pick.
Mr. Boone.
And then your lock of the week, we got, you gave this to me today, Illinois versus Minnesota.
Oof.
I'm gonna take Minnesota.
Oh, ooh. Hey, they're getting the running back this week.
That was your
Running
lock.
back's coming back this week.
That was your lock, and
yeah.
you kind of wavered a little bit.
Sure did. Hey, we got through that one, didn't we?
We did. We did. We're gonna run through the NFL pick sixes first, real quick, and then we will get going. Jaguars, Colts.
Colts.
Vikings, Dolphins.
Definitely Vikings.
That's a good pick.
Good pick.
Bengals, Saints.
The Saints.
Oh, yeah, come on. Come on. We hate the Saints. Chargers.
Go ahead. That was I remember when the Saints won Super Bowl years ago. I went to it, so that's the only reason why I like the Saints. So,
And then Chargers, Broncos.
oh man, that's tough. When the Chargers changed their stadium, everyone in California wanted to burn them because my whole family's from San Diego. But I got family, and I'm gonna say Broncos.
Broncos?
Broncos country.
Let's
ride.
Right.
I'll show you some of the Russell Wilson videos later. Rams, Panthers.
Panthers.
Love it. Love it. Seahawks,
Fire back roll.
Cardinals.
He's already been fired.
Oh wait.
Seahawks.
Love it. I love the city of Seattle. Beautiful place. Thank you for doing that. I know that was tough for you. But we're gonna keep it running. We're gonna keep a running scoreboard of all our guests that we have on and their picks. So I kind of like your college picks. I think you might be up there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I know that's all the time we have for today, but I, again, really appreciate you coming on. It's, it means a lot to me. And hopefully it means a lot to them. And,
Absolutely.
You're always a breath of fresh air. So I thought you'd be the perfect guest to have on here. And hopefully we can have this be a reoccurring thing.
Everybody go check out Tyler Booner on Instagram at Tyler Booner. And you'll be able to find all of his
and the
his
Boone
merch,
and the
his bourbon
Bourbon
page, his beer page, which we didn't talk about, but he does have beer upcoming. So take a look at that. Tyler, thank you.
Thank you.
Tyler. We'll
Cheers
see you soon.
Yeah, and dude, let's do it again like 4 or 5 episodes in. Do a recap.
Let's do
Love
it.
it.
I love it.
Love it. Thank you, man.
See you, man. I can't say I'm too excited for this next thing we're about to do. Week 1, we promised you we would eat that Dale Earnhardt Jr. sandwich. It's been a couple weeks since we've been back, but we're here. We're going to keep our promise. The definition of Southern discomfort. I think we're going to make this kind of a weekly thing where we eat some nasty Southern foods, maybe some pickled chicken feet, some liver mush. But this week we have some liver mush. Yeah, you ever had it? Shelby. They have a liver mush festival in Shelby, North Carolina. Yeah, it was on the Travel Channel. Andrew Zimmer was there. So, with that being said, should we get to it?
So we got
What's in the sandwich?
So we have white bread, Duke's mayonnaise, and bananas. I thought it had peanut butter in it. It does not. I was hoping it had peanut butter because I feel like that would kind of offset a little bit of it, but now it's just straight up banana and fat.
I want to say you get some potassium, but then you just put mayo on it.
You're gonna get a lot of things out of this, I think, and one of them, this might result in one of us throwing up.
It's gonna be very creamy sandwich.
Is our cleanup crew ready? You guys ready? Back there? Cleanup crew? All right. Perfect.
Get the mop side.
Let's do this. Let's pass them out. I cut them up into the triangles because I'm a firm believer that
I'm gonna say
sandwiches cut up into triangles usually taste better.
that looks disgusting.
I was gagging putting these together.
How much mayo did you put on?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right.
Okay.
Alright, so.
So what is this? Is there a name for this?
I don't know.
Dale
I don't know. I think it's just Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Southern.
Is this one bite everybody knows the rules kind of thing, or is this like we're eating entire?
I think we shoved the whole thing in our mouth. Like just do it. Just go for it. It's not one bite. You just go for it.
I'm gonna eat the whole thing, but I'm gonna do it. I'll eat the whole thing, but not all in one bite.
All right.
Alright, here we
We'll
go.
figure it out. Does everybody have some Boone's Bourbon to wash it down with?
No, I'm done with this burger.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's not.
It's not horrible.
No, it's not great though.
Yeah, I agree.
The consistency's getting me.
Uh-huh.
You have a really good bad gag reflex, don't you, Dan? I don't, but it was triggering me a little bit.
The smell's getting me right now.
I'm not gonna take another bite. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna
Me
be.
either, but
A little peanut butter definitely would be much better.
I might finish it.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not horrible.
I wouldn't eat the other half of the sandwich, but I'll eat this one half of the sandwich.
I'm good.
I wouldn't like voluntarily make this for myself.
I feel like if it was toasted,
I just think there's
if it
other
was toasted, it might be
better like things you
I
could
need some crunch in
put
it.
on
I
a
think if
sandwich.
we had peanut butter in it, it would
It's
taste
just
better.
like in your mouth. I don't like the consistency. It's a texture thing for
It's better than I expected it to be, for sure.
me. Sure.
But yeah, I wouldn't like voluntarily like make this for myself. You could have peanut butter and banana. You could have peanut butter and banana honey, peanut butter and fluff. Why would anybody choose mayonnaise and bananas? I can't put my finger on it.
Duke's mayo. I mean, best in the game.
I think the Duke's mayo definitely helped out a bit though. It's better than
like
hummus.
tangy and
A little bit tangy.
sweet a little bit.
The only reason why I really ate that was because I was really hungry.
I'm starving.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would never recommend this or just try to eat this when I was.
So peanut butter, mayo.
Unfortunately for us, I think this is probably going to be the easiest one thing that we eat
If
going.
you're talking about liver and stuff like that, then yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, this is definitely going to be the easiest thing that we eat going forward. I think next week's is going to be pretty bad. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. It's going to be a surprise.
How many sandwiches did you make?
I made 2 sandwiches, and I cut them up into 2 triangles each. So there's one extra if anybody wants it.
I'm not eating it.
Go feed it to Christy upstairs.
Yeah. She might like it. Who knows?
So we're gentlemen of our word. We did it.
We're gonna continue to do it. For the pod, you know.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have much better, much worse things that are gonna probably make us throw up. I think.
I was
Cleanup crew, you were safe today.
the night off.
Yeah, got the night off. We tried to spare you, so. But overall, not bad. Not good.
No.
I don't know.
Can we get a rating? Let's get a rating.
I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 10.
Okay. That's a rookie score. Mike?
5, just
Another rookie score.
average.
I'm gonna give it a 3.8.
We're not Barstool Sports. We don't have to do decimals, so.
Well, it's my scale too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
I,
fair.
I don't disagree with it. I can go from
Yeah.
3 to 5.
Yeah.
It's just for me, just bland.
Mine's up to 4.76.
There you go. Cool.
Mine's still 5.
So that'll do it for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. We enjoyed having Tyler on. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to Tyler. He's gonna be a recurring guest. Go get yourself some Boone's Bourbon.
Yes.
It's Florida, South Carolina, California, a bunch of other states you can find it. He's kind of getting it out there.
It is very good. Like I said earlier in the interview, I am not a bourbon drinker
I'm not either.
yet,
I'm
I
not
guess.
either.
But I'm like barely getting into it, but it is good.
Yeah, but sponsorships can sway me to be a bourbon drinker.
This is an unbiased opinion.
This is a very unbiased opinion.
As a novice
100%.
bourbon drinker.
Very unbiased opinion.
Yep, and please let us know your thoughts on our background. We got a new little background here. I
New
think
studio.
We're always improving. It'll be improved next week.
Yeah.
It's gonna improve every week.
Yes.
By the end of this, we're just gonna have an incredible place.
I think Christy might be mad by the end of this.
We didn't tell Mark's fiance that we were doing this. No. But it's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. So we'll figure that out tomorrow.
Yeah, she hasn't seen it yet.
I think it looks good.
I'm gonna tell her to walk out the front door tomorrow.
Are they good?
But there it is, episode 2.
Episode 2, Southern Discomfort. Hope you guys enjoy it.
See you next
Join us next week, and have a good night.
See you later.
I'm going down, and I think that's where I'll stay. I'm running